The sun rose lazily, spilling its golden light into the Jeon family's cozy home. Warm rays filtered through the curtains, softly illuminating the master bedroom at the heart of the Jeon mansion, wrapping the room in a serene glow. Jungkook stared first, his senses waking to the soft weight pressed against his chest. Dahyun, his oldest by just 2 minutes, fast asleep with his tiny hand gripping Jungkook's shirt. His small body sprawled over his father like a koala. Slept his wife and you soundly asleep beside him. Your hair fanned out across the pillow. You looked like an angel, Jungkook thought. Even after years of marriage, your face so peaceful and relaxed made his heart swell with love. He turned his head slightly to see Jaemin sprawled out like a starfish, his little face pressed against your side, his tiny hands gripping his favorite plush bunny. It was one of those rare mornings when neither twin had woken them up at dawn with endless energy. Jungkook couldn't help but smile softly, marveling at how his life had turned out. He never imagined that his 20s would be filled with pancake breakfast, bedtime stories, and endless hugs, but he wouldn't have it any other way. His family was his greatest treasure. This is his happiness, his entire world wrapped up in one bed. Dahyun stared, his big brown eyes the same shade as Jungkook's, blinking up at him. He mumbled grossly, his eyelids fluttering open. Appa, can we have pancakes today? With chocolate chips. Jaemin suddenly chimed in, sitting up so abruptly that his bunny tumbled to the floor, his messy hair sticking out in every direction. You two didn't even say good morning before demanding pancakes. Jungkook chuckled softly, pressing Dahyun's messy hair away from his face. Morning, Appa. The boys chimed in unison, grinning sheepishly. Jungkook whispered, placing his fingers to their lips as he gestured towards your sleeping palm. Good morning to you too, my champs. But save your energy and let's let Mama sleep a little longer, okay? You two come with me and we'll make breakfast. Pancake it is. Dahyun and Jaemin nodded eagerly, their excitement bubbling as Jungkook carefully untangled himself from them. He kissed his forehead gently and they repeated the same proudly. Come on, little troublemaker, let's give Mama some peace, Jungkook said, scooping up both boys into his arm, one on each side. As they made their way to the kitchen, Dahyun and Jaemin peppered him with questions. Appa, can we make a pancake tower today? Dahyun asked, his eyes sparkling. Jaemin also nodded, clapping his hand. Yeah, like the one in the movie? We will try, but only if you do promise to help clean up after, Jungkook replied, laughing. Promise, the boys said in unison, their voice filled with conviction. The kitchen soon filled with the sound of laughter as Jungkook and his team worked side by side. Jungkook set the boys up by the counter with a small task, handing them each a whisk to mix the batter while he supervised closely. Appa, look, little Jaemin said proudly, holding up his wall of batter. That's amazing, buddy. You are natural chef. Jungkook praised, ruffling his hair. Meanwhile, Dahyun, not to be outdone, scooped a handful of chocolate chips and sprinkled them into his batter. And I am the best pancake decorator, Jungkook agreed, his heart swelling with pride at their enthusiasm. Yes, you sure are. The smell of pancakes wafted through the house, letting you awake even before your eyes opened. For a moment, you lay there in the warm cocoon of your bed, savoring the rare quiet of the morning. It wasn't often that the twins let you sleep in without their tiny voices calling for you to join their endless adventures. As you slowly sat up, the sound of giggles drifted from the kitchen, making your heart flutter. You padded softly towards the source, curious yet already knowing what scenes awaited you. Appa, you are the best cook, he declared, his cheeks stuffed like a squirrel's. Jaemin asked, beaming, his big eyes full of wonder. Yeah, Appa, can we open a pancake restaurant one day? Maybe when you two can crack an egg without making a mess? Jungkook smiled, ruffling Jaemin's hair. You lean against the doorway, taking in the sight of your husband flipping pancakes with one hand while catching a falling whisk with the other. A smile tugged at his lips as he glanced over his shoulder at Dahyun and Jaemin at the kitchen counter, giggling, their faces smudged with batter. Papa, look, Jamin exclaimed, seeing Jungkook attempt to balance the chocolate chips on his nose only for it to fall onto the counter, sending Jamin into fits of giggles. The three of them burst into laughter again, their joy filling the room. Your heart swelling as you watch the love of your life so effortlessly bond with your children. Jungkook had been out with the boys long before he even started, taking over the chaos of the morning to let you rest. He did this often, little gesture that weren't grand but carried the weight of his love and devotion. Whether it was letting you sleep in, doing the dishes without being asked, or making your favorite tea after a long day, Jungkook's care for you shone in the small, thoughtful moment. This moment, though, was different. Watching him here with your boys laughing and playing, making breakfast, you felt yourself falling in love with him all over again. He must have felt your presence because he turned his head, his eyes meeting yours, his smile widened as he saw you, his gaze softening in that way it always did when he looked at you. Good morning, love. And if you are done admiring us, come join us. Breakfast is almost ready. You chuckled, stepping into the kitchen, your voice warm and amused. Good morning, your world best husband, you know that? You replied, wrapping your arms around his waist from behind and resting your cheek against his back. Jungkook turned to look at you with a smile, his eyes lightening up. Just doing what I can to make things easier for you. He turned slightly, his free hand reaching back to rest over yours. Your heart swelled at his words, and you leaned up to press a kiss to his cheeks. You make me fall in love with you more every day. His ears turned a little pink at your compliment, though he played it cool. As always, he teased, turning to kiss your forehead. Well, I hope you don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Taeyoon Jamin. Good morning, Amma. The twins cheered, walking down from counter with the help of the stool, running to you and wrapping their tiny arms around your legs. You are asking, crouching down to their level. Did you two help Papa? We made the best pancakes ever. Jamin said, nodding vigorously, and you laughed, kissing the top of their heads. Oma, I helped mix the batter, and I am the official chocolate chip tester. Jamin added proudly. You laughed in amusement. Wow, now I can't wait to try them. You two are working so hard this morning. Thank you for helping Appa. The twins beamed at your praise, and Jungkook saw you knowing smile, mouthing, they are keeping me on my toes. As the four of you gathered around the table a little while later, eating pancakes stacked high with chocolate chips and syrup, you couldn't help but feel a wave of gratitude wash over you. The family shared laughter and stories as they dug into their pancake towers. Jungkook made sure everyone's plate was full before serving himself, a habit you had come to admire. You are spoiling us, Mr. Jeon. You teased, nudging him playfully. Jungkook shrugged, his grin mischievous. I live to spoil my favorite people. After breakfast, you cleaned up the kitchen while Jungkook played with the boys in the living room. They had set up makeshift fort out of blankets and cushions, and their laughter echoed through the house. Once the kitchen was spotless, you joined them, crawling into the fort with exaggerated effort. Who is in charge here? You asked, pretending to look serious. Just then, with your copy-paste assiness, Taehyung declared, holding up a toy sword. Me? Nah, me. Jamin argued, waving a plush dragon. Well, as the king, I say you are both in charge. Jungkook said, pulling them into a playful wrestling match. The fort collapsed around them as the boys squealed with delight. You watched from the sideline, your heart full, as you observed how effortlessly Jungkook connected with their son. He was patient, playful, and always present. Everything you could have ever hoped for in a partner. Later in the afternoon, your family headed to the park. Dahyun and Jamin raced ahead, their tiny legs carrying them to the playground. Jungkook held your hands as you both walked behind them, the crisp air filled with the sound of children's laughter. They are growing up so fast, you said softly, your gaze fixed on the twins. Jungkook nodded, squeezing your hand. They are, but every stage with them feels like a gift, doesn't it? Well, it does. You agreed, leaning your head on his shoulder. The peaceful moment was interrupted by Jamin's voice. Appa, please come and push me on the swing. And me too, Appa, Taiyun added, waving his arm, making you and Jungkook chuckle. Your wish is my command, little Jones.
For the next hour, he alternated between pushing them on the swings, helping them climb the jungle gym, and playing an intense game of tag. Watching him with Dayun and Jamin, his eyes sparkling as he laughed at their antics. You knew this life you had built together was everything you had ever dreamed of and more. By the time they left the park, the twins were happily exhausted, their cheeks flushed from the cold. Jungkook wasn't just your husband, he was your partner in every sense of the word, always stepping up for you and the boys, always putting his family first, and in moments like this you realize just how lucky you were to love and be loved by him. Back at home, Jungkook helped you prepare dinner while the boys played quietly in the living room. He chopped vegetables with precision, occasionally sneaking glances at you as you stirred the pot on the stove. You are staring at me like we are still in high school, like I am the only girl in the room, the only one who ever mattered to you, you said without looking up, a smile tugging at your lips. Jungkook, can you blame me? Back then I had the most beautiful girl in the whole university, the one all the boys were jealous of, wondering how this nerd managed to win over the campus queen. And now I have got the most beautiful wife in the entire world. How could I not stare? He replied, setting down the knife to wrap his arms around your waist, pulling you closer. You smiled, raising an eyebrow as you looked up at him with playful admiration. You, and now women are jealous of me, wondering how I got so lucky to end up with this handsome hunk. Jungkook, well, you are not wrong, he said, his voice full of warmth and pride. But I think I am the lucky one. No one could ever compare to you.
You laughed, sweating his chest. Flattery will get you everywhere, Mr. Husband. Jungkook chuckled, his hand resting on your waist as he leaned down, his brushing against your ears.
Jungkook, well, I plan on flattering you every day for the rest of our lives then. He whispered, his breath sending a shiver down your spine, because you're worth it. After dinner, Jungkook took charge of bath time. While you cleaned up, the bathroom was a scene of joyful chaos as Taeyun and Jamin splashed around, turning the tub into their imaginary ocean. Jungkook, okay pirates, time to get out before you turn into furnies. Jungkook said, lifting Jamin out of the water and wrapping him in a fluffy towel. Taeyun, Appa, can we have a bedtime story? Taeyun asked as Jungkook dried him off. Jungkook, of course, but only if you promise to brush your teeth first, Jungkook replied, smiling. Once the boys were clean and dressed in their matching pajamas, they climbed into bed, eagerly waiting for their story. Jungkook sat between them, holding up a book while you joined them, sitting at the foot of the bed. As Jungkook read, he used different voices for each character, earning giggles from the boys and amused smile from you. By the time he finished the story, Taeyun and Jamin were fighting to keep their eyes open. Jungkook tucked them in, pressing a kiss to each of their foreheads. Jungkook, good night, my loves, he whispered, his hand gently pressing through their hair. Taeyun and Jamin, good night, Appa, good night, Amma, they mumbled in unison before drifting off to sleep. They both drifted up to the sleep peacefully, so he made his way to your side on the bed as you made a small space for him. But before you could settle, he scooped you up, catching you. You, Jungkook, you gasped, laughing as he playfully carried you out of the room. He grinned and made his way to the backyard. Jungkook, I thought we could use a little alone time, just the two of us. The night air was crisp, but the bonfire flickered, casting a soft glow and spreading warmth around two of you. Jungkook gently sat you down on the cozy outdoor couch. Pulling a blanket over both of you, you snuggled closer, resting your head on his chest. The steady beat of his heart grounding you as the only sound was the crackling of the fire. You, this is perfect. After our energetic long day, he chuckled softly as he pulls you closer. Jungkook, yeah, but nothing beats moments like these. For a while, the two of you sat in silence, enjoying the peace of the moment. Just then, Jungkook's phone buzzed, breaking the stillness, and he reached into his pocket to check the notification. As his eyes scanned the screen, you could see a smile slowly spreading across his face. You tilted your head, curious. You, what is it? What's got you smiling like this? He saw through the phone screen, his grin widening as he gestures to the picture of his parents on the beach. Jungkook, look at them. Mom and Dad just posted a picture from their trip enjoying on beach. They are living their best life. You smile as you look at the photo of his parents. You, I do. They look so happy. You know you did the best thing to sending them to this trip so that they can relax their memories. Jungkook chuckled softly, shaking his head in amusement. Jungkook, yeah, while we are running after our wild little ones, but it's all worth it. The two of you share a soft laugh. You, one day our son will grow up, get married, and maybe go on a trip like that. Maybe we'll get a chance to travel too. Just the two of us. His eyes soften as he looks at you, brushing a strand of your hair behind your ear. But then, as if remembering something, his lips curl into a smirk as he leans closer, murmuring, Jungkook, of course, love, but until then, we have got plenty of time, and there's something else I think we should focus on, don't you think? You, like what? You asked, raising an eyebrow curiously. Jungkook, well, how about bringing a cute little sister for our twins? Your eyes widen as you gulp, laughing nervously. You, a little sister? Jungkook, yeah, imagine all the fun they would have with her. What do you think? He asked with a mischievous smile, his grip tightening around you. You, a little sister, huh? That would be cute, but it's a big decision. Are you sure we are ready for that? You asked, and he noticed your hesitation. Jungkook, with you always, we have built something beautiful already. Imagine how perfect our family will be. With a little girl running around, you laugh softly, your heart full of love as you look up at him. The fire's warmth cast a soft glow, deepening the bond between you two and making it grow even more stronger. Jungkook, just think about our little Miss Jeon, who will keep our twins entertained. Can't have them growing up without someone to boss around, right?